So today we're reviewing
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yeah, sorry, we haven't had a movie review in a while, so
Like I was going to say, there hasn't been too many movies that we want to see right now. Obviously, the John Wick 3 thing, we apologize. We would have totally saw that in theaters if we would have been more up on our game with that. But yeah, so as far as Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, our sister recommended this one to us. We really weren't going to see it, honestly. I mean, the first trailer, I remember seeing a trailer on, I don't know, it was Super Bowl or I think it was Super Bowl maybe. A really creepy, some really creepy trailer. And I thought, oh, this is going to be really, really scary. And going in, I didn't really have high expectations. I was just going to be like, I kind of expected a Goosebumps level horror film. My initial thoughts of this film walking out were that I was definitely entertained at some of the parts, and I definitely feel it was above average on my scale. It was above a 5 for me.
Yeah, I think I'd agree. I had no expectations for this movie. Like I said, or like he said, our sister recommended it to us, and I was definitely intrigued. And it has a pretty good score on Rotten Tomatoes, which actually the critics, which obviously if you can believe that or not, I still have some. It has some validity, doesn't have much, but I mean, so that caught my attention sort of. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah, I didn't know what scores it was being given online.
It was like 81% on Rotten Tomatoes, but there's definitely things to like. And I'm not going to positives. Overall reaction, I thought it was fine, and that was honestly within my first words. It was fine. There's some aspects in this movie that are actually better than other horror movies we've seen this year, and there are some that aren't as good. And I'll go into my positives. And we were talking about it. It's actually really surprising. But my initial thoughts was, it was probably above average to me. It was probably right around average, probably. It was fine, and like I said, we'll get into it in my positives, but what are your overall positives about the movie?
I like the cast. There really was no characters that I thought were bad. I thought all the characters did their role like they were supposed to. No one was annoying to me. I thought like the acting was pretty good for this film. Yeah. I thought the setting was actually pretty good for some of the parts. I liked that it did feel like an older. I forget what year this was in. It was definitely in the past.
Yeah.
There's a drive-in theater and stuff like that. This Vietnam War or whatever.
All this for what?
So I can't remember what time this was, but the setting was good. I thought there was definitely some scenes that were actually pretty scary. There's a couple. It did its job in a couple of parts where I'm not looking at the screen. Now, a couple of those times I wasn't at the screen wasn't because it was scary, it's because it was just disgusting. Which I guess we'll get into spoilers. And then my last other point, which I can't really get into too much spoilers, but as far as like the special effects went, it was on point. Like there were scenes in this that were superior to Annabelle Comes Home, especially one in particular, which we'll get into. We'll save for the spoilers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought there was a lot of good things from this film to be gained and enjoyed from watching it.
Yeah, I think definitely the setting was really good in certain scenes. There's definitely the setting, it sets it up very well. There's some definitely good scenes. There's certain scenes that are scary, and like if you watch my reviews, I like scenes where it's scary just without a jump scare, and there are scenes like that. And like you said, the visuals are really good in certain scenes. I was very surprised. And like you said, it's better than Annabelle.
The use of I'm not sure if I'm using the right term because I'm not a film I don't make films, but the prosthetics or whatever, like costumes, they use real things. It's right there. It looks right there. Like there is some CGI, obviously, in films like this, but it was few and far between. The majority of the scares in this film were people in costumes or like real masks, and that's what I'm trying to say. You don't need full CGI for these characters. Like without spoiling, there's a scene there's a hallway sequence that uses a scary thing, and that is definitely 100%. Costume.
And there was, I guess, just a couple more positives. I guess the acting was good.
The characters
were all good.
Like you cared about some.
Yeah, and it was definitely, there were some creative aspects to it. And why don't we get into our negatives about the film?
I mean, as far as negatives go for me, I definitely thought some of the things were. Obviously, it was based off a book, so they were doing stuff that I think were from books. So I can't really critique it for doing what it was done in the books.
Yeah.
But there were some disgusting parts that. I mean, I guess it's not really negative for the film. It just was. I didn't really enjoy seeing that, but I wasn't looking at the screen. It was just there was a couple of scenes like that. There was a couple.
There was one that was really bad.
There was a couple that really didn't need to be in it. Like early on, there's a scene involving a boy setting up a prank for a bully. a disgusting scene like that. I was drinking a shake at the time. Like, this is a great
Yeah,
great thing to be drinking my shake to here. So that was kind of disgusting.
Yeah, there was some things.
I don't really enjoy films like that do that crap. So
yeah,
that was a negative for me. And then also, I thought the storyline got a little foggy at certain parts, especially at the end. I didn't really like the way it ended for me personally. It kind of sequel baited hard.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, obviously a lot of movies do that, but you can do it after completing the story of the film and still have sweet sequels, squeakles, and the freaking ending. So
yeah, I think the negatives, the negatives for me, like you said, the negatives. There's certain things I got nauseous at this one part. I swear, it was. I almost had to look away. It was that disgusting, and it was bad. I don't like that in a movie.
Recommendation: if you have a shake or food, finish it quick.
Yeah,
during the trailers, I was gonna chug my shake in the trailers, but I stupidly sat there and waited until the movie started.
Yeah, this is not a movie to eat stuff to, but yeah, there's definitely one scene in the middle. We'll talk about in spoilers where it's disgusting. Yeah, there's one. Well, yeah, but there's one in the middle that is just beyond disgusting. But yeah, that's definitely a negative to me, and I don't think. I'm fine seeing some gore. I mean, obviously, Michael Myers was a lot of gore, but
that's different. That's different.
I was fine with seeing certain disgusting things, but there's just some stuff, and this has to be based off the books, and that's why I'm not going to give it that harsh on it. But there's certain things I just don't like seeing that in movies. I don't need to be seeing there's certain things I can't talk about right now. That does not make me scared. It just makes me want to throw up, and that's something I do not need to see.
One last thing I wanted to say before we give our scores is just as far as the book goes. I don't know about Kenny, but me as a kid, I used to pick this book up out of theaters, out of libraries, and kind of skim through it and read a couple. And I remember the ones I read were pretty scary. I didn't read the books all the way through, so I'm not like a hardcore fan of these books, but I was exposed to these books a little bit growing up, so nothing wrong about as far as I watched the movie, but so let's just get into our final scores here. Like as for me, obviously our scores systems are a little bit different, which is kind of frustrating. Mine 5 is in the middle for me. It's the same as Angry Joe. 5 is the middle of the road. That's
mine's
right average.
School grade.
Anything below 5, everything below 5 is below average. Everything above 5 is above average. And this movie for me, I think I was thinking about it because we saw it yesterday. Yeah, we saw it yesterday, and I think I'd give Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark a solid 6.5 out of 10. That's definitely above average for me.
Non-liquid.
And and it's definitely above average for me. It was an enjoyable film. I had fun with it. There were some negatives, but I think the positives overwhelmingly outweighed the negatives.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I'm grading this movie, there are things to like, and there was some creativity to it, and like I said, I didn't like the disgusting scenes. I didn't need to see that, although it's probably based off the books, and that just doesn't enhance the movie-going experience for me, and it just doesn't make me scared. It doesn't do anything except make me want to throw up. But there is a lot of good setting. There's good characters, good acting, and there are a lot of surprising things that happen. There was a lot of suspense, and yeah, the special effects were phenomenal, honestly, for a movie. I don't know what the budget was for this movie, but
it was
comparing
a CBS
to Annabelle,
film,
really,
which usually you don't really see CBS films in theaters.
Yeah, and they were definitely really good, and I have to give them a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, really,
and being able to get you into the movie. And honestly, I'd have to give this 7 out of 10, and that for me is it's like a school grade, so it's a C. So that's not great. That's not good. That's on the negative side. I thought there was enough to like about it, where it's a 7 out of 10, and 7 out of 10.
For me, it was above average. I was thinking about giving it a 7, but I just thought, if I keep giving these movies, like 6.5 is still really good. It's still pretty good for me. It's above average. So I gave it a 6.5 out of 10, which is above average for me, and Kenny gave it a 7 out of 10,
which is like a C in grade, 70%.
We need to get this. We need to get on the same page as this crap. Yeah. But so that was our non-spoiler review of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. We definitely enjoyed it for what it was, and it was definitely a fun time in the theater for me. It had some disgusting scenes.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
I think we could both agree it was above average.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching our non-spoiler review, and if you want to stick around for the spoilers discussion, wait for that one to come out, and we'll get into some more detailed, scary and disgusting scenes, and just kind of elaborate on what we thought of it. So, thanks for watching again, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.